Good morning. It's just after 9 p.m. No, it's just after 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning, and I'm back down in the Kingdom of Kerry again. And we were down near Phoenix last month, and we were very lucky with the weather. We had a week of almost constant sunshine. So this time we're down in a different part of Kerry, and we're staying in Kerry Way Cottage. It's a nice bungalow, but the setting it's halfway up a mountain in Code, which is West Castlecove on the Ring of Kerry. And being halfway up a mountain, the view out the front is across Kenmare Bay and the Beara Peninsula on the other side. But as I said the last time, we were very lucky with the weather. This time not so much. The view this morning is no view because we're in the middle of a cloud. So I was up at 6:30 hoping to go for an early morning spin, and it was like this. So I got back into bed and said maybe in a couple of hours it'll have cleared, but nope. Murky for the whole morning, and possibly for the whole day. There isn't a breath of air. So, no cycling today. Well, I'm out on the bike. I didn't think I'd get out today because of the mist and the fog, but it kind of cleared up a bit in the afternoon, so I said I'd chance it. I was planning to do the climb over gloomy into Waterville, but I actually drove that twice today, and it was very bad at the top. You could hardly see in front of you, and just before the top some cyclists came towards us from the other direction, and no lights, nothing, couldn't see anything at all. You didn't see them till they appeared like ghosts out of the mist. Totally batshit crazy to be riding in those conditions. So I'm not going to go near Coombakistic because it's still shrouded in mist. Actually, it's starting to come down again, so I'm not sure how long this little jaunt is going to last. I'm just heading down now to West Cove Pier to see what it's like down there, if I remember the way down to it. Pier Cottage. I think it's down this way. Right, off we go again. Well, here I am in West Cove Pier. Nice and calm down here. I was going to come down here this morning because the last time we were here 2 years ago, I came down in the early hours in the morning, about 6:30, 7:30, and it was brilliant, clear blue skies, but the water was like a mirror. There wasn't a breath of air. It was just so calm, and a nice little spot. It looks like that mist is coming down again. Damn it. The plan was to go towards Caherdaniel and go down along Sheep's Head. I'll try it. If it gets too foggy, I'll just turn back and abort. We'll see what happens. Well, I've left West Cove Pier behind me, and I'm heading in the direction of Caherdaniel. Just about to pass O'Carroll's Cove, which is a popular caravan and camping site, a small little beach But today there aren't too many out because of the conditions. No, it's not cold by any means, but it's just murky. Might pull in here and have a look. Might as well have a look at the menu while I'm here. Anyway, that's O'Carroll's Cove. There's a few hardy youngsters in, braving the water. Anyway, I'll go on another bit. Let's see what Lamb's Head is like. It's getting very misty again. Nearly into Caherdaniel, and I think this is my turn for Lamb's Head coming up. Yeah. And a rather sharp turn it is. Now at least I'm off the main road, so I don't have to worry about the traffic. Now I'm on the little by road out to Lamb's Head. Lamb's Head is on the southern end of Derrynane Bay, and it affords nice views on a clear day of Derrynane Bay. We'll just see what can we see here now. As you can see, the tide is out. There's one house along this road that can be seen from say Derrynane Beach, and in the distance it looks like the bow of a ship, and it was actually built and designed to look like that. It's a real curiosity, but coming at it from this aspect you won't actually see the bow shape, I don't think, but when I get to it I'll stop and see what can be seen of it. Aha, there it is. Now I'm stopped here because there's a pretty good view of that house I was talking about. So there's the house that thinks it's a ship. Pretty cool. I don't know what it says on the bow. It looks like either Saint Anne or Sister Anne. And here is just a little tidal inlet of Derrynane Bay. Tide well out at the moment. And on a warm day that would be an ideal spot for paddling hot feet. Anyway, I'll go on out another bit. Now there is Derrynane Strand and Derrynane Bay in all its glory. Now on a sunny day it would look much more splendid, but we have to make do with the conditions we have. Just making a short stop again because the road's a bit too bumpy to try holding the camera in one hand while I'm going along. It's a spectacular little road this. It's I don't know what the distance is, a couple of miles maybe, just out to Lamb's Head, sorry. But it's very rugged coastline, part of the Wild Atlantic Way of course, and all the way along there's some of these rock pools which, as you can see, are dead calm and clear and just ideal for a dip on a hot day. Now another cyclist coming along, so I'll move on a bit further. I just spoke briefly to a nice German lady who came down here also on her e-bike, briefly because she hadn't a word of English, and my German is not sehr gut. So this is the pier at the end of Lamb's Head. I'm guessing it's called Lamb's Head Pier. Very sheltered, because I'd say just the other side of those rocks it can probably get very wild at times. I'm going to see, can I clamber out onto those rocks for a better view in cycling shoes. I might take the shoes off, see what happens. This video could come to a sudden end. I think there's a track here. Now I managed to get up here in my cycling shoes without breaking neck or ankle, and it was worth it for the view. As I said, now on a sunny day this would be spectacular, but even today in the mist and the murk it's something special. There's some of those rock pools, a very large one over there, should be center picture. That's looking across Derrynane Bay. And back up this way then is the pier, quite sheltered. Just a very narrow entrance to it between the rocks over there. Just a part of the Wild Atlantic Way. At its rugged best. Ooh, a bit of a breeze sprung up, trying to blow me off my rocky perch. Now I have to clamber back down there without breaking neck. I think I might arse it down. Now I'm back on terra firma. Although no terra is too firma when you're wearing a pair of cycling clogs. Woohoo! See what I mean? Time of day 16:34. Now I'm heading back inland again, or off of Lamb's Head anyway. It's actually quite warm. It's funny weather we're having. We're getting the heat, but we're not getting the sunshine. I just put on the long sleeves coming out because I thought it was going to be, it was actually chilly this morning, but it's got quite humid, so I had to roll the sleeves up. God, there's just some people living in some idyllic places there. Look at that. Lovely little cottage perched up on the rocks, and the view. It's absolutely stunning. It's a bit of a rough road, so I'm kind of weaving from side to side to try and pick out the smooth spots. There's the house that thinks it's a ship again. Heading back to the accommodation now after a short spin. I've only done 18 kilometers. When I get back it'll be about 24. So I was hoping to do a longer spin on my first day, but the weather intervened. Still, I managed to get out on the bike when I didn't think I would this morning. It was so, well, as I said, we were enveloped in a cloud and I didn't think it was going to lift. I hope it brightens up during the week though. Nearly there now. One of the advantages of staying in a house that's halfway up a mountainside is when you start your spin every day, you're starting it on a downhill. But then the disadvantage, you're finishing it on an uphill, and it's quite an uphill. The last time I was down here now, it was 2 years ago. I was in much better form, I was very fit, and I was doing longer spins. I did near 100 kilometer spin one day, which took in 3 mountain passes: the Kumbakista, the Balakbama and the Balakasheen. And at the end of that I had this bloody hill to go up for the last kilometer or so. Maybe I'll get to that stage of fitness again. Anyway, I'm nearly home, to our home from home. So, thanks for watching. Now I'm back to base, and it's actually starting to drizzle a bit up here. There's still that low hung cloud everywhere, but there's a bit more of a view now than there was this morning. Let's hope it clears up tomorrow. I want to feel some sun on my legs. Once again, thank you for watching.